I believe we are live. And before I hand over the charge to our president, two housekeeping announcements just to get everyone ready. As is the tradition of KTC, last minute changes to the agenda are one of our hallmarks. So we are short of our joke master, and our listener today, she cannot make it. Secondly, I would request, seeing as Toastmaster Rafat Mubin has joined, so maybe she could be our listener. Just give me a second. That is an evidence that our live streaming is working. And secondly, we are short of an evaluator as well. DTM Iram Rizvi is engaged in a family situation, so I would request someone to be my evaluator. And third bit is DTM Surprise. Your presentation, is it to be evaluated or not?
No, I guess since we don't have too many people, but yeah, it's mainly a celebration.
Sure. So perhaps I'll invite our journal evaluator for today to provide their feedback. Toastmaster Hina Ali, she's not joined yet, but I'll invite her to provide her feedback on your speech. So everyone, please put your hands together for our president, distinguished Toastmaster Sarfraz Nazir, who is flown all the way from Texas to attend this one particular meeting because he complains that the connectivity is not good in Texas. So, so over to you, DTM Sarfraz.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Talal bin Ahmed, and welcome fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. So we don't have a Bazinga Masters. I think that's what you said. So I'll just simply say Bazinga. And even though Big Bang Theory is now off the screen, you can still see old shows. And each time you listen to Sheridan Bazinga, it still, gives you goosebumps, especially the way he says it, Bazinga, Bazinga. And then Penny, now, they show her pausing and she says, hey, I was waiting for your Bazinga. So do we have any I see we have some guests, but I think they're all Toastmasters. Do we have any guest online who's not a Toastmaster? I know.
So I am.
Arthur said, okay, have you attended a Toastmaster meeting before, or this is the first time?
This is the first time I've been introduced to this forum, and this is my first appearance and first introduction to all of you.
Okay,
good. Thank you for let me be here. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you. And how did you hear about the KTC meeting?
My colleague Rabia Tabassum, we both worked at the same office, the Citizen Foundation.
Okay. Since you're new to it, the Karachi Toastmasters Club is one of the thousands of clubs in Toastmasters International. There are over 90 districts. Pakistan has one of the districts under the title or name District 122. Currently, it's a provisional district, and once the district reaches 60 clubs, it will become a full-fledged district. Toastmasters International started 100 years ago in California. So this year will mark the 100th anniversary. So in August, Toastmasters International will be holding its annual convention in Anaheim, California, the home place of the first club. The first club was started mainly for men, not women, for men to practice public speaking skills and communication skills for business purposes. It was around early 1970 before Toastmasters International allowed women to join. And now there are about 52% of the members are females and 48% are men. The clubs are in more than 140 countries around the world. The purpose of the Toastmasters Club is to provide a friendly environment in which a person or a member can practice public speaking skills by giving speeches and getting feedback on how to improve, so that they can improve professionally and personally. And Karachi Toastmasters Club was chartered in September 2000. It was meeting in person at a Wari hotel about 20 years ago. Last few years, it has been meeting at Beach Luxury Hotel, and currently it meets at Pakistan American Cultural Center. Most of our meetings are hybrid, where you can either join the meeting in person at PACC, or you can join online. Once in a while, we have meeting that's classified as online only, which is one of the meetings today. Towards the end of the meeting, before we adjourn, I will be asking you for brief comments on what you saw, what you heard, how you felt about the meeting, and is this what is you are looking for in terms of a Toastmasters Club. And I would also like to welcome DTM Rashid Dastagir. He's with us. And I see also we have our member, almost DTM, Muhammad Asghar. And I see he's in two windows, so he's got a double seat here. We have with our club treasurer, Wase Ahmed, our longtime member and a very, very active member in District 122 and past manager of admin for District 122, Toastmaster Imran Rana is with us. We also have our KTC honorary member, who is a member of several clubs, including, I think, the Century Paper in Lahore, DTM Irfan Farooqi. All of you welcome. And at this time, it is my honor to introduce to you our Toastmaster of the day. So Atif Saeed, there are 3 segments, and in a few minutes, Toastmaster Irfan will explain what the segments are and how the meeting is conducted. So Toastmaster Imran Rana will be our MOC, Master of Ceremony. We call them Toastmaster of the Day or Toastmaster of the Meeting or Toastmaster of the Evening. So please help me welcome our longtime friend and a very, very active member of KTC and District 122, Toastmaster Imran Rana.
Thank you so much, DTM Sarfraz Nazir, for such a wonderful and wonderful introduction. But I have one question. Why did you use the word long-time friend?
Oh, long-time friend? Yes, why? I've known you since September 2021. So this September will be 3 years. Some people might say 3 years is not a long time. And on the other hand, some are going to say 3 years seems like 20. So it is not the actual length of time, but how well I've known you. There are some people who are Toastmasters in district in North Texas, in various districts. I've known them for several years, but I hardly know them. In your case, I've come to know you as a very good friend. So that's why I say long time, not in terms of calendar time, but in terms of general, how well we connect with each other. And especially you put me on a motorcycle. No one has done that in 48 years.
Thank you so much for such a warm welcome. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, a very good evening. While I was thinking about achievement, then about the theme called achievement, I come up with a few sentences, and then we'll proceed our meeting. So when you think about achievement, then it comes like life without achievement is like life without purpose. Life without achievement is like life without colors. Life without achievement is like life without direction. Life without achievement is like life without fulfillment. And life without achievement is like life without meanings. So today we are going to highlight our clubs and members' achievement in today's meeting one by one. First achievement of our club is that our Karachi Toastmasters Club has officially become the President Distinguished Toastmasters. Since The club is repeating this history for quite a long time. So congratulations to all the members and president and the ExCom members, and especially the Vice President Education of Karachi Toastmasters Club. So let's begin with the meeting. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, Toastmaster meeting consists of 3 segments, that is prepared speech segment, table topic speech segment, and finally the evaluation segment. In prepared speeches, members of the club delivered their prepared speeches from their pathways, and the speech duration is from 5 to 7 minutes. It could be 5 to 7 minutes, it could be 4 to 6 minutes, and it could be a longer speech. Those speeches followed a proper structured, it has a proper objective, and those who are members, they are allowed to deliver their speeches. And then we'll move towards the second segment, that is the table topic speech segment. In table topics, members and guests are invited to deliver an impromptu speech on a provided topic. The topic will be provided on the spot, and the speaker has to speak for about 1 to 2 minutes. This helps us not only help us to organize our thought, but also help us to develop the proper answers in situation like when we are giving interviews, and when we are especially when we are giving interviews, then these table topic sessions prepared us for that interviews and for any thing in which we are thrown on the stage and deliver an extempore speech. And finally, the last segment, that is the evaluation segment, in which the general evaluator will highlight the strong areas of the segments and the areas of improvement where we could work upon and to make it more better the next time. Beside this, we have a team of members who will help us to run this meeting smoothly. And our first meeting facilitator is grammarian, and he is none other than distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid. So Talha bin Hamid, I would request you to please explain your role and also word of the day. Over to you.
I think he's tied up right now. He's on the phone. So maybe we can go to the next helper and then come back to him later.
Sure. Okay. Then we have just a minute. We have no accountant, no listener. So anyone would like to volunteer as a listener? DTM Sarfraz Nazir, if I request you to become the
yeah, usually listener is the person who listens to some important facts mentioned during the speeches, especially the prepared speeches, or something said during the table topic session, and ask questions at the end to see how well we're listening. So if we don't have, maybe we can today bypass the listener. That'll help us, shorten and spend more time on our discussion on achievements.
Okay, thank you. So, okay, let me go through with the grammarian and the word master role, since Toastmaster Talha is a little busy. So, as a grammarian, the grammarian will note down the correct usage of grammar, the incorrect usage of grammar, and in the evaluation segment, the grammarian will suggest what should be the correct form of grammar or what should be the correct sentence. And he also note down some good phrases and highlight by mentioning the name that the speaker has said this word, just to encourage the speaker. And word And in word of the day, so we have the grammarian DTM Talha with us. So I request DTM Talha to please explain both roles.
Okay. Sorry, both roles? Like the grammarian and word of the day, right?
Yes.
All right. So thank you so much. As grammarian, my job will be to look for grammatical errors in the participants' speeches and roles, and not only look for them, but also to point out corrections. I will also be looking for good usage of language, creative usage of language. As word master, my job is to assign word of the day, and word of the day has already been used by DTM Sarfaraz in typical fashion. So still, I will share the word of the day. The word of the day is bazinga. It's a catchphrase. It means gotcha or just kidding. It has a lot of meanings when you're joking or when you have made a fool of someone. You shout bazinga. So it's in the same vein as uh, got you or fooled you, and it has been popularized by the character D.T.M. Sarfaraz mentioned, Sheldon of The Big Bang Theory, but this word existed even before that. So that is the word of the day, and you're all encouraged to use it. My job will be to count how many times word of the day is used and report on that. Over to you, Toastmaster Imran.
Thank you so much, DTM Talha, for explaining your role. Okay. Toastmaster Vase, can I give you a task? Once DTM Sarfaraz completed his speech, I would request you to come up with a joke so that we can have some laughter.
Actually, I have some jokes. If you
Bazinga,
allow.
over to you.
Yeah, bazinga. So today I'll be telling, I came across some excellent dad jokes, and dad jokes is a genre of jokes which is like kind of a lame joke. It's also funny, but it makes one groan. So that is the definition of dad joke, that it's kind of lame. It's trying too hard to be funny. But for some reason, I find all dad jokes funny, perhaps because I am a dad myself. Bazinga, that was a dad joke for you. So, a man loses three fingers in an accident. At the hospital, he asks the doctor, will I be able to drive with this hand? Doctor, yes, but I won't count on it because he lost three fingers. So, yeah. Uh, okay, this I won't explain. I'll leave it to your ears and a keen sense of hearing because if I do explain it, I'll be violating the policy that I stated myself at the beginning. What does Arnold Schwarzenegger call a colonoscopy? Cameron Diaz. Think about it. The third one. I met a girl online and arranged a blind date with her at the gym. She never showed up, and that's when I knew we would never work out. And finally, I'm Buzz Aldrin, second man to step on the moon. Kneel before me. Get it? Neil Armstrong before me. So over to you, Mr. Toastmaster of the day.
Bazinga, I didn't get any of your jokes.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Let's move on to our first speech. I was about to tell you the achievements of our clubs and of our members. Bazinga, I'm not. Because our president will going to deliver a speech on that. So DTM Sarfaraz Nazir will going to deliver his speech from the pathway engaging
No,
people.
wait, Imran, I think that is the fourth speech, not the first.
Okay. Sorry,
Yeah,
sorry.
I'm the last speaker.
Yeah, Bazinga.
Bazinga.
My bad. So let's begin to our prepared speech section. Our first speaker is none other than Toastmaster Muhammad Asghar. and he'll be going to deliver his speech from Engaging Humor, level 3, a toast, and we have the evaluator DTM Irfan Faruqi. So I request DTM Irfan Faruqi to please read down the objectives of the speech and introduce the speaker. Over to you.
So today, our valued speaker, Toastmaster Muhammad Asghar, is going to deliver his speech from Engaging Humor, and it's a social speech. There are various types of social speeches, and he has chosen for a toast. So what I can do is I can toast him. Here's my toast for you, and I hope we're going to enjoy some speech from you. And what I said was Bazinga, because I know this is not the toast that we are going to see today. Back to you, TMOD.
Toastmaster Asghar, the stage is yours.
Okay, sorry. Can you see the timer? It will be appearing in my window. So
Yes,
make
I
sure.
can see.
I don't want to inadvertently disqualify you, so please keep a close eye.
My biggest enemy is preparing for the strike. Okay.
All right.
Dear Toastmasters, today I'm to honor somebody who is attached with all of us almost equally. Somebody who is always available for all of us with his supporting hand in this cutthroat world, that too without reciprocating support from us. In my case, too often, I even forget to say him thank you for the support he regularly extends, because the truth be told, I have taken him for granted. Dear Toastmaster, he is none other than distinguished Toastmaster Talal bin Hamid. Now let me embarrass him a little bit. The most stunning thing about him I noted is the way he wears so many caps and does multitasking seamlessly in any given week. He individually requests participants about the detail of their role, project, and even the possibility of their absence. On the day of the meeting, as the tech host, he sets up the Zoom environment ahead of the meeting, monitors chat and enters instruction and links, support attendees with any technical difficulties. Now, as absence from the meeting always comes at a cost, had he been present in the physical venue last Wednesday, he would have acted like a superhero executing the invisible villain and bringing back all of us together, especially the online participants. Dear Toastmaster, today I also want to honor him because of his altruism. I had to take help from purchasing a pathway to learning how to change or blur my Zoom background. Is living and walking pathway resource and is always available, at least for me, all in a blink of an eye. I'm sure I'm not the only beneficiary of his generosity, but sometimes he was so involved in solving my Toastmaster related issues, I had a doubt whether he had access to my bank account and charging me automatically as a regular subscription. Dear Toastmaster, today I also want to honor him because of his superior performance, unusual accomplishment, and spectacular success as a speaker, mentor, evaluator, role holder, president of a club, and office bearer of district and division, including being program quality director, and above all, being a distinguished Toastmaster. The adjective distinguished aptly describes his success, greatness, and recognition. Dear Toastmaster, now call it my jealousy, but the sharpest point which is piercing me over here is that we start our journey together. But today, if you see the trajectory of our progress, yes, over here, like South Korea with Samsung, I'm here, like Pakistan with IMF. Now, the reason is simple. Though we both started together, unlike me, it didn't slow down his speed, despite obstacle and invested time, because he knew that, as saying goes, the last mile is always the least crowded. So today, I would like to take the full opportunity of this occasion and request all of you to, instead raising our glass, just stand up and clap for our humble recognition to the greatest Toastmaster Pakistan has ever produced, DTM Talha bin Ahmed. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Asghar. What if your speech ended with the statement, Bazinga, I was joking. Thank you so much for such a wonderful toast. Now we are moving towards the second speaker, and our second speaker is Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid. To evaluate his speech, may I request, did you find the evaluator, or may I request DTM Rashid to evaluate your speech?
If DTM Rashid can, I can pass him the project details.
Yes, please share the project details.
I am available.
He is your boss, not the other way around. So let me ask him. DTM
I
Rashid,
am
would you like
available.
to? Okay,
I am
great.
available.
Thank you so much. I'm sharing the entire project with you. Just look at the last few pages for the evaluation. And
Okay.
I'll also share the title.
So DTM Talha bin Hamid is delivering a speech from Presentation Mastery. The objective of the speech is connect with storytelling. To read down the complete objectives and introduce the speaker, let me request the distinguished Toastmaster Rashid Dastagir on stage. DTM Rashid, the stage is all yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. And thanks to me for my wild card entry or wildcat entry. And thank you, Talha bin Hamid, to give me opportunity to evaluate him just after the toast given by the Toastmaster Asghar in his honor. So now something about the assignment. The purpose of this project is to practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech is a story. कि अपनी तकरीर में कहानी का इस्तेमाल या कहानी को बयान करना तकरीर के अंदर, और स्पीच का the title of the speech is The Gen Z Barber and My Unrequited Hopes. And please welcome, before that, please tell me what is the time of the speech?
5 to 7 minutes.
Time of this speech is 5 to 7 minutes. Please welcome distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid. Stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, DTM
I
Rashid.
can time your speech.
Okay, that will be great. Thank you so much. Am I audible and visible? All right. Can you time while you eat? Okay. Okay. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, how many of you love a visit to the barber? Raise of hands. All right. That's very peculiar for me because I always hated a visit to the barber. Ever since my childhood, going to the barber was the scariest time of my life because I had to sit there in the chair doing nothing while the barber did unthinkable things to my hair back when I did have hair. But as I grew older, maybe too late, but I realized the value of trying to look good. And that's when I realized that yes, a visit to the barber is essential. But to the right barber at the right frequency. Fortunately, when we moved to our new locality, I found a very good barbershop and a very good barber. And he helped turn me into the dynamic fashion model that you look today. But that was just a flash in the pan, because like most good things that happened to me, soon my luck ran out. A few days before the end of Ramadan, I went to that shop expecting to find that one person, the prince of my dreams, if you will, that knew my hair and beard inside out and knew exactly how to shape it and trim it. Instead, I found a very young person, certainly a member of Generation Z or Generation Z. And like all middle-aged people, I have a slight disposition against seeing two young people doing things. Unfortunately, he started proving me right. And it was discomfort and unease at first sight, because while talking to me and welcoming me, he had this in his hand instead of a scissor. He ushered me to the chair while looking at the mobile. And when I issued my standard set of commands on what to do with what I like to call my hair on my head and what to do with the beard, all the while he was intently looking at TikToks on his mobile. Trying to suppress my anger, I sat down and waited for my fate. I once again reminded him that please do exactly as I told you. And he said, "Don't worry, sir. You will walk out looking like a prince." And then something very strange happened. He grabbed a set of scissors, wetted my hair, and started running the scissors. But I could see it touching no single hair. Not a single hair fell on my shoulders. I don't know what he was doing. Maybe he was just pretending to cut my hair. I waited and waited and waited, and I thought that maybe, yes, the hair on my head is so thin that maybe I'm not feeling it being cut. Then he went away on a strange errand. He suspended his hair cutting and walked around the entire shop, for some reason supplying blades and trimmers to his fellow barbers. Why couldn't they grab their own blades and trimmers is beyond me. But all the while he was looking at his phone. And I'm very sure that he just needed an excuse to look at some more TikToks. All the while unaware that the world's greatest TikTok was being made in the barber's chair. Anyhow, I persisted. Once the hair has been cut, with me looking barely any different, I once again reiterated my set of instructions about the beard. Because yes, the beard has quite a bit more hair than there are on my head. And there is a great capacity for it to be cut and trimmed and shaved. Once again, he started running the scissors. He brought out a razor, did his shaving hair, and he took ages. He took ages. At one point, I feared that perhaps he was doing it for the first time. And at other times, I thought that maybe I could have done a better job at home. Because why else do you go to the barber? Because they're better at cutting your hair than you are. And then he said, "Sir, would you like a cup of tea?" And I said, "Absolutely not. Please, for God's sake, let me go home and have my cup of tea there and get on with your job." And then the worst of omens happened. He put on a set of headphones, all the while pretending to cut my beard. After 20 interminable minutes, he stepped back, brought out a towel, dusted me down, and I looked in the mirror, and for a moment, I could barely believe that I had spent the last 30 minutes of my life with this inept sample of the new generation. While looking at his phone and looking at TikToks, he said, "Sir, you will need to come again before Eid. Please save my number." Ladies and gentlemen, I walked out of the barber shop, barely looking any different. And that was the end of my hopes and dreams for looking like a prince. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much for such a wonderful Bazinga speech. Okay, now we are moving towards our third speaker, and the speaker is none other than our guest from Century and Centurion Toastmasters, our honorary member DTM Irfan Faruqi. To evaluate his speech, let me call upon. So, who's the evaluator? Toastmaster Mufaddal?
Is he not here? We can perhaps ask
Toastmaster Mufaddal in the meeting.
No, he's not. Perhaps we can ask Toastmaster Latif.
Latif, where is Latif? Toastmaster Latif?
Hey, here is Latif.
I'll be evaluating, no issues, but if I can, someone can read out the objective.
All right. What I'll be doing is I'll be sharing the evaluation sheet on the main group, right? So that both you and the TMOD can access it. All right. Just give me a few seconds.
Someone has to read this. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, sure. Just give me a few seconds. Toastmaster Imran, I'm sharing the evaluation sheet with you on the main KTC group. All right.
Okay. In the meantime, we have one guest with us, Toastmaster Zakar Rahim. So Zakar Rahim, you were there in the Beach Luxury Hotel, yes? Could you please introduce yourself and let us know how do you find about Karachi Toastmasters Club?
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. So I found out through Mika CFO Academy. It's an academy for CFOs and financial professionals. And there was one person living in Australia who has recommended Toastmasters, and she said that she benefited a lot from Toastmasters. So I was keen to find out how can I benefit from your experiences, from your rich club. So here.
Okay. Toastmaster Imran, actually, DTM Irfan Faruqi had already shared his project sheet. Can you see it?
Yes, I can see that.
Okay, then.
Toastmaster Irfan Faruqi, DTM Irfan Faruqi is delivering his speech from Pathways. What's the name of your Pathways, DT Irfan?
Persuasive influence.
From Pathways Persuasive Influence. Speech title is Live Young. The purpose of this project is to practice applied feedback and serve as a speech evaluator. This is your first speech or second speech? First speech. Okay. So the speaker will deliver a speech and he will receive the feedback on the speech, and it depends on him to use those feedbacks on the same speech or deliver a next new speech after contributing all those feedback received from the evaluator. The speech title is Live Young, and time duration is 5 to 7 minutes. So let's welcome distinguished Toastmaster Irfan Farooqi. The stage is yours.
Fellow Toastmasters and my friends, when we are young, we are always thinking young means when we are kids. We are always thinking about the period when we grow up, will be independent. Although it is always difficult to become independent because you're always dependent. But in childhood, we want to be adult. And then we want to grow up so that we take control of our life. And as we grow up and continue growing up, then comes a stage when we look back and we want to be young. Unfortunately, the span of life is always more focused towards the young age. When we're children, we want to be young, and when we grow up to become older, we again want to be young. And this how to be young is not very easy task. For instance, one of the psychological studies that suited me and I liked was that when you complete 7 years of marriage, men desire to get second marriage. Very attractive, but very difficult. And particularly talking on it when she is just here in the next one. So let's not talk more about it. But at this age, people want to be young. You know, some people even get second marriage just to listen that sentence, ladies, please move away, the boy is coming. So to want to be the boy, they want to get married again and again. So everyone wants to live young. Everyone wants to remain young. But the thing is, how to be young? Life is not in your control. Many times I've heard it that life is just a figure. If you ask my body will tell you life is not just a figure. It's a joke to say age is just a number. Age is a physical thing that happens to you. How difficult it is to rise up early in the morning, spend the whole day at your professional activity, and then in the evening, attend some Toastmaster meeting. But I tell you two factors that I have chosen to become and to remain young. The first thing is Toastmasters. The more I attend, the more meetings of Toastmaster that I attend, more I feel I'm energetic. My best leisure time that relieves me from stress is attending a Toastmaster meeting. And that is why ATM Sarfraz Nasir has always been pointing out, he says, wherever I go, I find Irfan Farooqi in that same meeting. Sarfraz Saab, this is because I want to remain young. I want to live young. And Toastmaster activity is keeping me young. That is why whenever there is a time, I go to Toastmasters. But should be virtual meeting, traveling physical is very, very difficult task. Now, the second option. My eldest sister, when she retired as a principal from a government college, she had a big house. She started doing gardening in the home. And I used to see her, and I would like to say always to him, old man job, retired people activity. Once you are retired, good thing doing gardening. But strange, never expected it in my own life. That before getting retired, I have also adopted the second activity and taste in my life, gardening. How it happened, I was sitting with a friend who is a professional seller in this field. He has a nursery, and from there, he sells the plants and related equipment to people. I was sitting with him. I said, "Let me visit your area." He took me to the to his nursery, and from there I saw a beautiful plants. I said, "Can I grow them in my house?" He said, "Yes, why not? Take them in the pots, and you can grow them in the pots." I took a few things back to my home, including strawberry, including tomatoes. And within 2-3 months, I started having fruits on my plants. And that attracted me a lot. I asked my gardener, "Would you help me doing all this activity at a larger scale?" And he agreed, and I promoted him as a chief of my gardening activity. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have more than 75-80 plants on my roof. And just today, when I went to visit that area, my top roof, where plants are growing, you know what I found there? I found melon, 3-4 melons of this size, growing bigger now. And I found 2 watermelons, and I'm waiting for them to be larger ones, the red watermelons, and a lot of more things. Dear fellows, if you want to live young, you don't have to marry again and again. You don't have to indulge with ladies. Adopt a good habit. Adopt something that attracts you, that can make you feel happy in your life. May it be Toastmasters, or may it be gardening. When I come home very tired physically, and when there is a Toastmaster meeting, I happily join them. And when I go to my rooftop, I water my garden plants. I take care of my plants. I feel very happy, and then I come down. Adopt something that can keep you young, live a young life. Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, DTM Irfan Farooqi, for such a wonderful speech. If you want to read more about DTM Irfan Farooqi's gardening, then you must read our Crescendo. There you'll find a detail about his gardening passion. Now we are moving towards our last speaker, and he is none other than our president, distinguished Toastmaster Sarfaraz Nazir. He'll be delivering his speech from Presentation Mastery, and the general evaluator will evaluate his speech, right? So the speech duration is 10 to 12 minutes, and he'll be delivering the first speech of evaluation and feedback. In this project, the speaker will deliver the speech, and he will receive the feedback from the evaluator. And in the next speech, the speaker has to combine all those feedback received from the evaluator. and deliver the same speech, or he may deliver the different speech. The speech title is, what's the speech title of your speech, DTM Surprise?
Sorry. Actually, it's not supposed to be evaluation feedback. It's just a journal speech, and it's kind of just like reflect on your path. It's in the same vein, but it will reflect on his visit to Pakistan. So apologies, I think mistyped in the agenda, but yeah.
Okay. Thank you so
And
much, Team Talha. So
yeah.
so
And let me share the speech title too. Yeah. ParkTech and KTC a reflection. That's a speech title.
DTM Sarfraz Nazir, ParkTech and KTC as a reflection. The stage is all yours.
Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. Many times in Toastmasters meetings, we tell the speaker to stand up and speak so that he or she can be heard. But you may also be aware when we have something important to share with someone, we always tell people, please sit down, because we don't want them to fall while they're standing. So today's speech, I'm sitting and I'm asking all of you to please remain seated, because what I am about to discuss with you about Karachi Toastmasters Club is no ordinary feat. I have known Karachi Toastmasters Club since its charter back in September 2000. The club was still very young when I attended my first KTC meeting at Awari Hotel. Since the club meets in person, I've not had an opportunity to visit Karachi Toastmasters Club on a regular basis. I attended my first online meeting of KTC on Wednesday, September 29th, 2021, little less than 3 years. The Toastmasters annual year runs from July 1st to June 30th. So on July 1st of last year, I became the president of Karachi Toastmasters Club. I was not sure if I'll be able to fulfill my duty as the club president, because the club known as Karachi Toastmasters Club has been a very successful club. Toastmasters International has a program for clubs known as Distinguished Club Program, based on the number of goals that the club achieves out of the 10 total goals. The club is designated as Distinguished Club or Select Distinguished or President Distinguished Club. For more than 20 years, KTC has been distinguished or better. For the last 6 years, it had been President Distinguished Club. And I was afraid to accept the position of club president because I did not want to become the first president who failed to achieve President's Distinguished Club status. But having known some of the very, very active members of Karachi Toastmasters Club, and that's why Toastmaster Imran Rana, when he said, what is the meaning of long-time friend? Even though I've been associated with KTC less than 3 years, this club is not only a beacon of hope and beacon of light for many Toastmasters and in District 122 in Pakistan, but it's also one of the very successful clubs around the world. Once again, Karachi Toastmasters Club has achieved the status of President's Distinguished Club for completing and achieving all 10 goals in the Distinguished Club program, and also meeting the requirements of membership, having at least 20 paid members. What's so astonishing about Karachi Toastmasters Club is what happened at the ParkTech, Pakistan Toastmasters Annual Conference in Karachi. it was not only a conference of Pakistanis in the entire Pakistan, but it was a showcase of members of Karachi Toastmasters Club. And over the next few minutes, I'm going to tell you what happened at ParkTech and what did Karachi Toastmaster Club members offered, contributed towards the success of the conference. There was an audiovisual room managed by some technical host. One of the technical hosts, who is a longtime friend of Karachi Toastmasters Club, was distinguished Toastmaster Saad Shoaib. Our officer and a very active member, Toastmaster Imran Rana, read Sufi Kalam. So he was on the program. One of our members, on and off member of KTC, Majid Akhtar, was the MC for one of the sessions called Audience Engagement. Club Vice President of Education and past District 122 Director, distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid, read his poem, Toastmasters Will Get You There. Toastmaster Anum Qadri was the interviewer for the chief guest. In addition to that, she was recognized for having attained second position in the Toastmasters International Video Speech Contest, which is a contest of all clubs that are part of undistrict districts throughout the world, not just Pakistan. That is quite an accomplishment. Not only she did take second place last year, it was the second consecutive year. She took second place in 2022 and again in 2023. So she was recognized during the conference for her achievement. We also had our member Fiza Aziz. She was one of the timers for some of the events during the contest. There were several MOCs of Master of Ceremonies. One of them was KTC member Fahim Razak, who did a fantastic job. Instead of barely reading where you can barely hear the MOC, he was loud and clear. In addition to being an MOC, he was also the person who introduced the keynote speaker. I mentioned the interview of the chief guest by T.M. Qadri. The poem Toastmaster Will Get You There, read by D.T.M. Talha. In addition to that, there was an audience participation or audience engagement in which the president and VP education of two clubs were asked to come on the stage. And at the last minute, I was told that I will be participating as president of KTC. Unfortunately, I did not know exactly what is supposed to happen and what my role is. I was under the impression that I will be answering some questions about distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid to show the audience as club president how well I know the VP education. But it turned out to be just the opposite, that the VP education was asked questions about the club president while I was outside the auditorium. And then I had to answer those questions to see how well DTM Talha and I communicate with each other or how well we know each other. During the Hall of Fame, several KTC members were recognized along with members of other Toastmasters in Karachi. Distinguished Toastmaster awards were presented to Toastmaster, now Distinguished Toastmaster Rabia Zishan, Distinguished Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir, and myself, members who achieved DTM status during the year 2023-2024. In addition to that, the top 3 winners of 5 speech contests were also recognized. That included our member Latif Mansoor Ali, who took second place in the International Speech Contest and will be representing Karachi Toastmasters Club at the District International Speech Contest on June the 1st. In addition to that, we had Fahim Razak, who took third place in tall tales contest and also third place in the evaluation contest. In addition to that, we had Anam Qadri, who took third place in table topics. So that is 1 second place and 4 third place. 5 awards out of 5 contests. That's it is quite an achievement in terms of speech contest at the division level, which is the third level of the competition before going on to the fourth and final level, the district contest. Other people were recognized, which included those who have achieved triple crown, meaning at least completion of 3 levels. Several KTC members, including myself, were recognized for that. Also, the district leaders and committee chairpersons were recognized, and that included our Vice President of Education, who is serving as the Manager of Public Relations for District 122. He was recognized. I was recognized as the chairperson for the Club Quality Committee. And this gives you some flavor as to how involved KTC members were in the District 122 and in the conference itself. Also in attendance was our immediate past president, Toastmaster Hiba Rais Khan. There was an award announced a few days before the conference, highest attendance club. I think the Karachi Toastmasters Club had the highest attendance. That included all our paid members, and even though not everyone was a paid member, but the district did include those who have been associated with Karachi Toastmasters Club, and that gave us the highest attendance. And that is quite an accomplishment for our club to show that we were well represented at the Pakistan Annual Conference. There were 2 speakers at the conference, a keynote speech given by a Toastmaster and a motivational speech given by someone from outside the district or outside Toastmasters. I was the keynote speaker, and it was quite an honor. I have been a keynote speaker at different districts in the United States, but this was my first opportunity to be a keynote speaker at a Pakistani conference. And for that, I'm taking a memory with me that will stay with me for a long, long time. What I remember about the conference is the conference ended with a lunch where all the attendees gathered. One of the ladies, I had seen her in the auditorium. She walked up to me before leaving. She said, "I prayed for you. You have so much energy. I prayed for you so that you continue to stay healthy and energetic so that it will rub on us." What a compliment. Fellow Toastmasters, Karachi Toastmasters was not only well represented, we were very active and front and up front. Bazinga. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Sarfaraz. And thank you for taking us through what will be surely amazing memory. So yeah, sorry, I don't know why I'm speaking. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, DTM Sarfaraz Nazir, for such a wonderful speech about the achievements of Karachi Toastmasters Club. We will be
Toastmaster Imran Rana, since it was an error, since DTM Talha said he made an error and put down a evaluation feedback, I think it was not an error. It was destined to be that way, because I'm going to repeat this speech at another one of the clubs in Pakistan after I'm back at home in USA. I'll repeat it again. So not only KTC, but I think outside KTC, people need to hear what KTC contributed to the success of District 122 and POCTAC.
Thank you so much, DTM Sarfaraz Nazir. It felt like that the speech is directly coming from your heart, and You spoke for all of us, and we learned a lot in your presidency. So this brings to an end to our first segment, that is prepared speech segment. Now I would request the timer if everyone is qualified. BPM Taha, can you confirm that all the
Yes.
speakers are qualified? So,
Yes, everyone is qualified, and I'm floating the poll for best speaker.
So you all are requested to cast your vote. The poll will be in front of your screen, on your screen. Cast your vote for the best prepared speech. You think who is the best speaker, or who's the best speech? So please cast your vote. While the audience is casting the vote, it is now time to move towards the second segment, that is the table topics session. And without further ado, let me call one of the energetic and dynamic Toastmaster who has always inspired me through his wonderful vocabulary. So let's welcome with a big round of applause, Toastmaster Wase Ahmed. The stage is yours.
I hope I am audible to everyone. Yeah. Good evening, everyone, and welcome today as we celebrate and cherish an incredible achievement for KTC. Although we have been achieving this for almost 6 years, as told by the KTC president, however, when we look to all the clubs that are around us, or even in the world, we have to say that it is an incredible achievement. Like, how many clubs do get their all those 10 goals done and get the president distinguished club tag? Very few out of thousands of clubs. So it's an incredible achievement for KTC. Congratulations to all its members, all the club officers, and especially the person who has been carrying the load of KTC, who has been inspiring us, who has been telling us, who has been in our WhatsApp chats, telling us to show up, pushing us, and bringing us to the compound so we can speak and we can achieve our goals. Of course, I am talking about none other than the treasurer. Bazinga! Bazinga! I am talking about our president, DTM Sarfraz Nazir, and also about the VP, and also about the secretary of the club. These three have been carrying the load of the club over the whole time. So great effort from them. So without further ado, let me tell you what happens in the table topic master segment. I'll be giving you a topic which is be based around the theme, which is achievement. I'll be giving you the topic. You will be having 1 to 2 minutes to speak on that topic. On 1 minute, the timer will show the green light. In 1.5, the timer will show you the yellow light. And at 2 minutes, the timer will show you the red light, which means you have to finish your speech in less than 30 seconds. Otherwise, you will get disqualified. So let's now move on to our first speaker. So for our first speaker, can we have Toastmaster Zakar Rahim? Toastmaster Zakar Rahim.
Yes. So what I'm supposed to do? I'm sorry, I don't know the rules.
Yeah, you are table topic speaker. As in, I'll be giving you a topic, and you have to speak on that from 1 to 2 minutes.
Oh,
right.
My God. Okay. Okay, this is
Sure.
the first meet. Right. Okay, no problem. Go ahead.
Okay. Toastmaster Zakarai, your topic is what's an achievement you're most proud of in your personal life and how did it shape you? What's an achievement you are proud of you in your personal life and how did it shape you? Toastmaster Zakarai.
Okay, everybody, Assalamu alaikum. So, my personal achievement that reminds me, that is like a memory in my mind, always makes me happy, is when it relates to my childhood, and it is when I was in class in my school. I used to be a good student, then I fell back, and I used to be the last in my class. And at the end of the school, in the last grade, like grade 10, I came back, bounced back, and I was like, it was eighth position in the class. From 36, we had 36 students. I was 36th in my class, and then I was eighth in grade 10. So that was a good bounce back, and that was a good achievement for me. So that is what is really good. I feel really good about it. It taught me the lesson that engagement is the key. And if you engage in time at the right path, you are set to achievements and bigger and bigger achievements in your life. So engagement and disengagement as well, because you have to engage in the right things and you have to disengage with the things which are not productive, which are not contributing towards your goals. So even before engagement, I think it's disengagement that comes, or they go hand in hand. So that is something which made me very confident at that point in time, and it followed that I achieved relatively good social circle as well in my college, and that helped me in get admission in IBA after my intermediate, and that helped me get my jobs at Philips, Unilever, Tetley, Siemens. So as a result of all that, I was also able to go to the Asian Institute of Management 2020 at in Manila for my master's in development management. So overall, I think it's the focus and it's that one beginning that made the whole lot of difference. And back in 1990, back in 1988, 89. So I don't know if I finished my topic or my time or not. So
Yes, your time is over. Yeah.
okay.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Zakarai, for that table topic. To
Thank
be
you.
very honest, one thing that I love the most about Toastmasters is how human we are when we are talking. We tell about from where we started, and it doesn't matter if you have started from, let's say, we really talk about our failures, and it just kind of relates to everyone, and everyone just goes back in our memories and thinks about those embarrassing moments or those failures which we might not talk about in front of many people in life. So people will judge us and all those things. So that's something really good. Let's move to our second speaker. Second speaker, can we have Toastmaster Abdul Rahman? Toastmaster Abdul Rahman, do we have you?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. Toastmaster Abdul Rahman, can you? Yeah, great. Toastmaster Abdul Rahman, your topic is describe a time when you achieved a goal you totally thought was unattainable. Describe a time when you achieved a goal which you initially thought was unattainable. Toastmaster Abdul Rahman.
Yeah, there was a moment in my life when I got graduated from my university and I got my MBA degree from the very famous person, Dr. Ishaq. and there was a very memorable ceremony, and it was my first ever achievement, which I shared with my parents, and my other friends were there, and their parents were also there. So in my life, I achieved many small things, but this was something that was showcased a bit, like it was arranged in a hotel, and very famous personality came, and my parents and my friends' parents were also there. So this was the only achievement which was very memorable. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah. So this was the only achievement which I had that was went very well, very announcing, very pleasing, and very happy moment I had at that time. So over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abdul Rahman, for that speech. We move, we like usually move to our childhood for our greatest memories. That happened. For the third speaker, can we have DTM Rashid Dastagi? Are you here?
Yes.
Yes, I am here.
DTM Rashid Dastagi. I can't see you. Let's. DTM Rashid Dastagi, your topic is We Turn to Dust What We Conquer. We turn to dust what we conquer.
Fellow Toastmasters and guest and topic master, we turn to dust what we conquer. I think during our lifetime, we try to achieve many things. और अगर मैं उर्दू में कहूँ तो वो कहते हैं कि तलब का मजा हसूल से ज्यादा है. I mean, urge to have something is more powerful than to have something. So from beginning of our life to the during whole life, we try to achieve many things. And when we actually achieve something, then I think the relevant value of these things become less. Here I just like to quote one example. You know, go in my past when I was a student and then I aspired to be a CA. And I took the journey of CA and I passed the initial exams. And then it was my last exam. And after that exam, I would have been qualified my CA. I have passed all my previous exam in first attempt. And I was also trying to qualify my last exam in first attempt. But it wouldn't happen. I wasn't able to qualify in first attempt. Then I tried for next attempt. So the paper, I attempted my paper and I was not that hopeful. And when the exam day come, to somebody, I even at that time the examination result was displayed at ICAP, and I on that day I didn't visit ICAP to see my exam. But then somebody said, Rashid, you have qualified. I didn't believe. And then after listening this, I gone to ICAP to see my name on the board. I went ICAP, I saw at the board first top to bottom, then bottom to up, and I couldn't see my name. Then I again looked at the board, then I have spotted my name, but I couldn't believe any person standing beside me. So I asked him, please read this name for me. He said, Rashid Dastagir, son of Ghulam Dastagir. Then I believe, yes, I have passed, qualified my exam, and that was the very precious moment for me. But then I came back home, I was the old Rashid Dastagir. Thank you very much.
Toastmaster Vase, we also have with us Toastmaster Rafat Mubin. Toastmaster Mufaddal Murtaza has also joined, and few
Thank
others.
you, DTM Sarfaraz. Yes, I know. Thank you. Thank you for reminding. Thank you, DTM Rashid Dastagir, for sharing that personal story with us. Because, of course, that's the moment of life you are talking about. But as you described, just like the topic, that it's more about the journey than about the destination, which you were telling us. But thank you for sharing us. It was really inspiring. Now let's to move to our next speaker. TM Rafat Mumin, do we have you?
Yes.
DTM, Toastmaster Rafat Mumin, can you open your camera?
There's some problem in camera. Toastmaster Vase, I am here.
Yes, I am saying that. Can you open your camera?
There's some problem in camera.
Okay, we can move like that only. Your topic is tell us about someone whose achievement inspire you and why. Tell us about someone whose achievement inspire you and why. Toastmaster Rafat Mubin.
I inspire from my mother, who is a lady. When she born, she was when she was born, her father died 6 months ago. She passed his. She spent his earlyhood, but because she was very much keen about his studies, so she was very good in her studies, and she did his. When she was married, she was only intermediate. She was only 8th class passed, but after married, she become. She did her master's, first master in linguistic and second master in education, and she is a symbol of courage to her children. She always inspired her children to work hard and to lead a simple life, and never use shortcuts in life, because if we use shortcut, life will be short for us. And if you use a life without shortcut, we learn how to live in difficult situation. And I always appreciate my mother courage and determination to his work. And and at the time of his death, I and all my brother and sister will was gave salute to her of her achievement or his inspiration in our lives. Over to Toastmaster Wasim.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rafat Mubin, for that speech, for that lovely, heartwarming speech. Of course, nobody can match the dedication and the love of a mother. And our mothers inspire us in a lot of ways. Next speaker, do we have Toastmaster Mufaddil? I guess we have missed him. Toastmaster Mariam Aftab, do we have you? Toastmaster Mariam?
Yes, Mariam is in the meeting.
Yes, I am. Just give me 10 seconds.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Toastmaster Mariam, your topic is
Yeah.
discuss the importance of celebrating small achievements along the way to larger goals. Discuss the importance of celebrating small achievements along the way to larger goals.
That's a very good topic that you have given me, and trust me, I know its importance. I remember my first, it was not an achievement, it was just my participation in some Naat competition or in anything like that. My father was always there to say, wow, I know you can do it. And he was ready to praise me, even it was the smallest of the thing. And I remember I used to share even the smallest of the thing, which I feel like maybe it's something, it's okay, it's not a big deal. But he was always rooting for me. And this helped me a lot. When I grew up, I started, um, when you grow up, you start facing people. And when you face those things, you start realize that the life that you have at your home, the comfort, the cocoon you are in, is no longer there. You have to fly. You have to open your wings to fly, and to that you have to face the things that you might see in the new world. But those encouragements, those words of wisdom, I would say, helped you in gaining and achieving big achievements, not only in sense of something trophy, but self-confidence is one of the most important thing that is missing in most of the people, is because of the encouragement that they lack. And I think that's the key to any success. Thank you.
Um, Thank you for that speech, Toastmaster Mariam. From your words, I just remembered the quote from of Dumbledore, which I just googled it again, and it said, "Words are, in my not so humble opinion, a most inexhaustible source of magic, capable of both inflicting injury and remedying it." And of course, words are something that you remember your whole life. Who said what in which situation to you? You always remember the good thing also and the bad thing also. So thank you for that. Can we have one more tabletop?
Yes.
Yeah. DTM Rabia, can we have you?
DTM Rabia is not in the meeting. If you're talking about
Tabassum, what?
Tabassum,
Yes,
she's
sir.
one of our new members, Arfa Tabassum.
Okay. Can we have a Toastmaster Arfa?
Uh, Toastmaster Arfa, are you there?
I think she is unavailable. Perhaps
Okay.
we can wrap up the session and go to general evaluation.
Yes, can we have DTM Sarfraz as the last speaker?
No, well, you're not supposed to ask the speakers to participate in table topics unless we don't have anybody that's
Although I don't know this, but
yes, go
I
ahead.
am the table topic master and I can call anybody.
Oh, yeah. The general rule is you call the members before calling the guests. You don't call the guests first. You call the members who have no role on the agenda at all. Next comes the members who have roles, but they have those lower level roles, timer, R counter, word mass, etc. Then if you still don't have enough, then you go to some of the others. The speakers are usually spared, and guests, if you want to include guests, the best is to let them know when the meeting starts or before the meeting starts or right after that we will have the tabletop section. Because when you ask a guest right in the middle of it, it's, oh, well, guest, this is you want to speak, we are putting them on the spot. And they feel, they may want to say no, but then it has to say no. And usually you want to ask some experienced Toastmaster first so that the guest can see how the tabletop session takes place and how to answer the question. So that's a general rule. There's no law about it. There's no right or wrong, but that's a general practice how to conduct a well-run tabletop session. So you did great job. I liked your topics. So go ahead if you want to ask me something.
Because the best part was when you were just telling us about the whole logic and everything, and I was just celebrating because according to that logic, the speakers have been exhausted. The guests have been taken. All those whose roles were not there, they have spoken, and we don't have, I would say,
That's right.
facilitators in this.
Yeah, that's correct. Every other than Arfa Tobassum, Toastmaster Arfa, and she's not available. I think everybody else has a role or they've already spoken. So great job as a tabletop master, and I would say Bazinga, and we'll pass it on back to Toastmaster and Rana.
No, I got
Thank you
the
so
permission
much.
of but no, I haven't ended up. I still need
Okay.
DTM Sarfraz to have a tabletop.
Okay. Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
It'll cost you.
Sarfraz. Yeah.
Yes.
Your
go ahead.
topic is how do you maintain motivation and momentum after achieving a significant goal? How do you maintain motivation and momentum after achieving a significant goal? DTM Sarfraz.
Thank you, Mr. Tabletopist Master, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. How do you maintain motivation after achieving? You change the goalpost. Now, when I say you change the goalpost, notice in many games, and especially Toastmasters, we've been changing the goalpost by lowering the standards. For example, in order to be a distinguished club, you had to have 20 paid members, or if you did not have 20 members on July 1st, then you needed a net gain of 5 members. But now that standard has been lowered to a net gain of 3. So in personal life, when you achieve, you don't want to sit on your laurels and say, hey, I have accomplished. You come up with something else greater than. For example, there was a goal that I set myself, and I thought, I would like to achieve that by the time I leave this world. And I'm so blessed that in February 2020, few weeks before we heard about coronavirus, although the coronavirus was there in February, but we had not heard, I achieved that goal. And I thought, oh, that's great. So when you achieve that goal, say, what else can I do? So if you accomplish something yourself and you can't think of anything else to do, then the best thing you can do is help others achieve their goals. And that's how you maintain your motivation. In my case, not more than just achieving goals, I keep thinking of people who have brought me to the stage where I can accomplish my goals. I always go back to the sacrifices that my mother, not too many mothers can let their only son leave home and go 10,000 miles away. Her dreams of seeing me get married here, have grandchildren, and her playing with the grandchildren. So there's different ways that you can continue to motivate yourself to achieve those goals. You have to have that desire. And if that's so, then you can do it. Back to you, Mr. Tabletop Master.
Thank you. Thank you, DTM Sarfaraz Nazim. Apologies for my stubbornness, but you are too precious of a person. So I really cannot ignore or avoid milking the opportunity and getting some gems from you. So
That's great. For that, I would say Bazinga.
Flattering.
thank you. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Wase Ahmed, for such a wonderful table topic session. And hats off to all the speakers who really spoke well, especially our guest Zaka Rahim, since he was the guest and he took the topic so well and delivered the speech in a chronological order, but you will be evaluated more in table topic session. So this brings our table topic session comes to an end, and I request the timer, if everyone is qualified, please launch the board.
Yes, but please let me recap the names. I'd ask the table topics master to point any misouts. Zakar Rahim, Abdul Rahman, Rafat Mubin, Mariam Aftab, and Sir Sarfaraz, as Fahim Razak likes to call him. So,
what about Rashid Dastagir?
Yes, you are one loyal subordinate, Toastmaster Imran, but unfortunately, we won't we won't include a DTM if he overshoots his time. So apologies, DTM Rashid.
You have taken Toastmaster Mariam's name, right?
Oh, I think
I have. I have.
I think the DTM Rashid thought the DTM men don't time me.
On the contrary, that should have been a prepared speech. We would have liked to hear more.
So you all are requested to cast your vote for the best table topic speaker. And in the meantime, we are moving towards the third segment, and that is the general evaluation segment. And to conduct this session, let me call Toastmaster Hina. Bazinga, Toastmaster Hina is not in the meeting, so we have Toastmaster Muhammad Asghar as general evaluator. Over to you, Toastmaster Asghar.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you. Thank you, Wase, being stubborn for your stubbornness and fighting back for your right. But then ultimately you surrendered by providing an opportunity to our president so that you can keep him quiet. It's a good strategy. It's good to see you, Rashid Dastagir, and it's even good to know that you are disqualified so that someone have an opportunity to emerge. Thank you very much, everyone. As you all know, we some 2 days ago, I requested for Toastmaster of the Day, which was immediately rejected. Yesterday, I was appointed as Toast. I was appointed as Toast Table Topic Masters. Then that request was rejected this morning, and then by 2 o'clock, I requested for being a Toastmaster Table Topic Evaluation. Just before 2 hours of the meeting, that request was also rejected. Now, I by default, or somehow due to some sudden consciousness of some certain Toastmasters, I became a journal evaluator. Without further ado, Irfan Faruqi, if you are there, I would like to call you as a first evaluator. The first prepared speaker was Toastmaster Asghar, would be DTM Asghar, and Toastmaster Asghar will be evaluated by Irfan Farooqi. Irfan Farooqi, the stage is yours for evaluation.
Thank you very much. And I would say that I will not call you would be, because we can see Toastmaster Imran Rana here, and seeing Imran Rana, we can believe that it is not easy to become would be, because would be can be so long. So maybe is a better word. So maybe Toastmaster Asghar, you delivered a speech today. You gave a good tribute to a person who really deserves a big tribute. No doubt about it. The person you selected, the person to whom you gave your toast, is someone most of us really agree he is the one who deserves a toast. So at your meeting, I would say that you not only honored Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid on a few areas, but you mentioned those areas, why you are saying it. For instance, his multitasking, which we always see in KTC meeting, the roles he has played and he has been playing, and the word that you used was living and walking pathway. Excellent choice of words. You always do that thing. Yes, Talha bin Hamid is really a living and walking pathway. Is always available for the people to support. Your speech was very confident. You were very clear about what you are saying, and we also could see what you are saying is really right. You were very focused on what you were saying. You were confident. Your comfort level was also very high. The best thing about your way of delivering a speech is your smiles. You smile so much that we all feel very comfortable. And that smile is always a genuine smile. It's not a fake smile on your face. You're always smiling person. That's something I personally like about you. Another very good aspect of your speech was your gesture. For instance, you counted on your fingers. You don't say 1, 2, but you counted on your fingers. A very good gesture that was. And then when you were talking about Talha bin Hamid and what roles he plays and how he's mentor, role holder, president, you were doing role holder, mentor, president. So again, that was a good gesture. You were counting different roles and your hands and your physical movement. You were turning from one place to other, making us count that, okay, he has done a lot of roles. In your speech, you did create some interest as well. You were funny. Your style was very funny, particularly when you compared yourself with the Talha bin Hamid, and you said that it is like a Samsung of Korea and then IMF of Pakistan. So I smiled it, and I'm sure a lot of people also smiled on it. However, I would say one thing, that while you were doing all your speech, there's very little room for me to point out, except that you are standing on one position. You are turning yourself, but your feet were fixed on one place. You could have moved to a right place, moved to forward or backward, but you're fixed on one place. If you do it, you can be very good person. Your speech can be very excellent speech. You're a good person. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about your speech. However, I would say in the conclusion that you've done overall marvelous job, but I will give you one suggestion. Please never give a toast for a lady. Because the way Talha bin Hamid felt embarrassed and closed his screen, I would suggest never do it for a girl or a woman or a lady, because you have to go for a second and third marriage. Back to you, General Value.
Oh, thank you, Irfan Farooqi. The matter of the fact, I did and paid price. Going forward, our second speaker was DTM Irfan Farooqi, and Irfan Farooqi talked about watermelon, and we are all waiting for the watermelon from Lahore, by the way. Toastmaster Irfan Farooqi will be evaluated by Latif Mansoor Ali. Latif, I hope you are ready with your evaluation sheet. So please go ahead, unmute yourself and go ahead.
Thank you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Mohammad Asghar. Today, distinguished Toastmaster Irfan Farooqi shared few of his experience of how to live young, not with the acts, but be with your thoughts. There are few things which I really liked in the speech. It started and ended with the almost same topic. So, for example, as he started from the moment of, like, everybody wants to look young, people want second marriage, and then finally you ended on that no, second marriage is not the solution, is the solution of the 2 points which he shared, being what he loves it as a gardening and the love of Toastmaster. When I talk about clarity, when I talk about why when we talk about clarity, I feel the idea was very much sure of how to impress the audience. The topic was well researched, well lived, and well shared. Now, when we call about looking at those things where distinguished Toastmaster Irfan Farooqi has the confidence, that is the comfort level, the braveness of sharing his thoughts, the gestures, the audience awareness. I felt everything was picture perfect. If I have to pick point on anything, that is the content. Why I'm saying content? Because this content is so well into DTM Irfan Farooqi's heart, or in his mind, that he always daily practiced that. And that is what I feel that you should have added another flavor, saying, bring this to your lifestyle. You don't have to wait for that 7 years to finish and then think about the second marriage, and then you look for the options. Invest in your lifestyle. If you are an early riser, awake early. If I just sum up your speech, I feel that there were too many things going haywire. Like, for example, if there was a gardening, you introduce your friend and how it matters. But that was not you actually, the friend was not required. The sister was the most important thing, which you saw the garden, you felt that there is something in it. What I'm trying to say is that uh, those areas or those characters which are not required should not be said in the speech. Had those characters might be less, would have made more impact. Last, this is the one example which I feel everyone should be logically understandable. In the beginning only, you said it, what the speech is all about. So I should have said, like, just ask a question: who does not want to live young? And then precise the whole story. Thank you very much. I really enjoy your speech and looking forward for more speeches from you. Good luck for your future projects.
Thank you, Latif, for your excellent evaluation. By the way, you are looking smarter with glasses. Now it's time to go towards the third speaker. Our third speaker was DTM Talha bin Ahmed, and DTM Talha bin Ahmed will be evaluated by our disqualified speaker, DTM Rashid Dastagir. Rashid, over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator. So, distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Ahmed might going to a barber shop, an irritating experience for you, but for me, it is complete waste of time. So I resist it till the time it becomes unavoidable. So your speech about story, you have to tell a story with some objective in the project. So first, about positives. So there were so many positives in this speech, so better not talk about the positives. And we can jump to the areas for improvement. The area for improvement, I start from the vocal variety. Vocal variety here, it look like to me that you are giving a keynote speech rather than telling a story. You are your voice was so pervasive, like echoing in the room, but it would be good if you little bit experience with your voice while describing the situation or by adding the dialogue of yourself with the barber, real or fake barber, Gen Z barber who was doing the haircut. So, like that, it's not like a not pretend like an elderly person telling the story to the kids, but act like a friend actually telling the story to the group of friends. That will be more engaging. Then gestures. So first of all, the your screen setup was so that your only the upper is visible, maybe intentionally, but it will be good if it will be visible a bit more on the lower side so that you can use your hand, better use of your hand, because at times they are visible and at times they are not visible. So it's compromised sometimes. Secondly, I think it would be a good idea if you, because you are, the setup was a barber shop, it was a good idea, maybe good idea if you have a, because you are in a Zoom setup, you may have your background like a barber shop. And secondly, it would be good to use a chair during your speech while he was doing something with you. And you may have also used scissor to give the haircut. And there are many more things, but because the red card is, you are showing the red card. So I think the overall, you are very confident, very comfortable, a excellent command on language. But I think to uh, by adding bit vocal variety and some props, I think it will have a you can make it more effective. Thank you very much.
Thank you, DTM Rashid Dastagir, for your evaluation. With all probabilities, you will be disqualified again, I think. Now, this is the time of table topic evaluation. Now, this is the time for the table topic evaluation, and table topic will be evaluated by Anam Kadri. I was told if she was there at that time, and uh, Toastmaster Anam, are you there? Yes. Toastmaster Anam Kadri, you are supposed to evaluate the table topic speeches.
Yes. Thank you so much, Toastmaster. Yes. Let me open it up. Okay. Hello, Toastmasters and guests, and Toastmaster Vase. It was surely a very difficult table topic session for me. Very engaging, but yes, I agree that the phrases given, the topics given were tricky, and I commend all of the speakers for presenting themselves so well that they were very spontaneous in giving up the concepts. They were very spontaneous in actually speaking about the title the moment it was given to them, which is something really commendable. And I applaud all of you for that. Moving on, starting off with the first speaker, it was Toastmaster Zaka Rahim. It was Toastmaster Zaka Rahim, who was given the topic of an achievement you are proud of. Toastmaster Zaka, you are very confident, very spontaneous when speaking about the topic given to you. Best part was that throughout the time, I never figured out whether you were nervous or whether you knew about the content, because you started off with a smile, you had that brilliant smile throughout your speech. You used very good vocabulary, very nice use of phrases. The only thing that I so missed was the movement, your hand expressions, your body movement, so that it would have given a little more stance, a little more affirmation to the topic that you were speaking about, to the content that you were delivering here. Rest, you were pretty confident, and that's something really nice that I saw, because this was the first time I was actually witnessing you speak. So for me, it was really nice. So the second speaker was Toastmaster Abdul Rahman. Toastmaster Abdul Rahman started straight off when the topic was given to him, which is nice. He had the content prepared in his mind. He knew what he had to speak when the topic was given to him. However, when we speak, when we start speaking, it's always encouraging to do the greetings, like fellow Toastmasters and guests, good afternoon, good evening. We start off with the greetings. It gives a nice, welcoming touch to your speech. That's something that grabs the audience attention in the first instance. But you spoke really well, and you had the content sorted out, but I found that you were in a little hurry to end it up. When we were starting to get to engage in your speech, you already ended it on green light. It is always advisable to speak till the last moment, till you see the red light, at least, so that you gain ample attention of the audience and you present yourself well, and we get to hear much about it. We get to hear much about the content. It gives a confident look in front of the speaker, in front of the audience as well. Okay, the third speaker, DTM Rashid. We turn to dust when we conquer. Initially, I found it very difficult, but the way you pulled it off, the way you gave the content, you started speaking about it, it was really nice. I was in awe when you actually quoted your career, how you started off, how you passed your exams and you moved on with it, how initially you didn't pass it. It was really nice how you connected all those dots together to fix it into the topic that was given to you. The only thing was that you repeated that line in the beginning. Obviously, you needed some time because it was a difficult topic. You needed some time to ponder over the topic. But the only thing that you did was that you started off with your speech, you gave that line, that means your time had already started. And then you thought about it, how to sort it out in your mind. It would have been advisable if you could have done this before you started speaking, even if it took 30 seconds, so that at least the timer wouldn't have started and you wouldn't have gone over the limit. So this was the only thing. Rest, you are a very nice speaker, very confident, you have the content sorted out. So that's unparalleled. Next speaker was Toastmaster Rafat Mubin. Achievements that inspire you and why. You had a great message in your speech. You had a great suspense, like you talked about that, you spoke about that personality, you gave the background, how that personality started off, what they do, what she did that inspired you, and then in the end, you actually evinced who she was. You actually spoke about you gave that name that you were talking about. So this is really nice, a very good aspect of speaking, a very good aspect of speech. The only thing was that you didn't have your screen open. I think there was some problem with this with the screen. Obviously, you cannot blame. I cannot blame you for that. But just because of that, I didn't have the connectivity that I could have if I had the screen open. I could have seen your face, seen you speaking, seen your body expressions, your hands moving, your facial expressions changing. That would have added to the color of the speech that you were delivering here. Toastmaster Mariam Aftab, importance of celebrating smaller achievements. I don't need to speak about that, but yes, you were confident as always. You had the text sorted out as always. You had the great expressions, the hand expressions. Only thing I found that yes, you can cook while delivering the speech as well. You were walking throughout the speech, and there was a slight there was nothing wrong with that. Obviously, you were speaking fluently. You had it sorted out, but the difference in the light that was falling on your face was hiding your facial expressions there and then. And then I heard the utensils. I heard the echo that's as soon as you move from the room to the kitchen. So that added to a little disturbance in your speech. But overall, talking about the content, it was a really nice speech. Last but not the least, DTM Sarfaraz. Not to mention a confident speaker, pulled it off. I don't think you need the evaluation from my side. You were great today. You spoke really well, and you knew what you were speaking. You had the expression sorted out. You had the facial expression sorted out. So hats off to all the speakers today for pulling the entire table topic session so nicely and doing it so well. Thank you so much. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Anam Kadri, for listening every speaker carefully and then evaluating all of them one by one, commanding them, and then presenting your recommendation as well. Thank you very much. Now, with this, this is the end of the evaluation session. Let's move towards the role holder. Our first role holder is grammarian, and the someone who is carrying the word of the day, Toastmaster Tala bin Ahmed. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Journal Evaluator. First of all, congratulations on scoring a Big Four role despite my best efforts. And secondly, let's start with word of the day, Bazinga. Initially, I was a little bit reluctant to assign this word of the day because I thought, I don't know how many people will relate to it. But surprisingly, it was used a lot, and that is great for a word of the day. So word of the day was used by DTM Sarfraz, I think 4 times, myself at least 2 times, Toastmaster Imran 4 times, and Toastmaster Vase 2 times in quick succession. Good usages. Valued speaker, really like that phrase a lot. Without reciprocating support for us. Toastmasters, as usual, elaborate constructions here. Despite obstacles, last mile is always the least crowded. Something that is not only a creative, beautiful phrase, but also gives you a lot of food for thought. And I have to mention DTM Irfan Farooqi's speech. While I could not pluck out any particular highlights, but his overall tone of storytelling and the word usage perfectly fit this speech. So that was a job well done. Then there were a lot of good usage in table topics, including by the table topics master. I really like the phrase, "How did your achievement shape you?" Then good bounce back. How human we are when we are talking. That was a lovely thought. Unattainable. And DTM Rashid, perhaps by design or unwittingly, ended up repeating the tagline of the meeting in his own way. The tagline was that the journey is the destination, and what DTM Rashid said was that the excitement of attaining something is perhaps greater than the achievement itself. So that was a good bit of synchronicity. I love the way Toastmaster Rafat jump straight into her table topics. She always does that. She doesn't waste a moment and she straight gets to the response. That is something we can all learn. You have to open your wings to fly. Stubborn was used a lot. Clear and focused. I love these words used in evaluation. Perhaps many of us, including myself, are not varied enough in our use of words to describe the good qualities of a speech, but really love the usage of clear and focused to describe a speech. I think it was by DTM Sarfraz, sorry, DTM Irfan Farooqi. Well researched, well lived, well shared in evaluation used by Toastmaster Latif Mansoori. It is kind of mind blowing that you came up with that composition while what was essentially a spontaneous speech. And the evaluation absolutely loved, well researched, well lived, well shared. You used going haywire, which was good. Irritating, and then DTM Rashid, in his evaluation, uh, did something very clever. He said that going for a haircut was an irritating experience for me, but it was a complete waste of time for him. So it was a bazinga moment and very cleverly done, something we often see from Toastmaster Asghar. And again, amazing to see this done during an evaluation. So amazing. Pervasive was one good usage. A few errors or maybe improvement areas. Someone said, made me Toastmaster, made me a Toastmaster would have been better. Uh, Many of the speakers today become less. So it should have been lessons, and also the word less was also used, whereas a better usage would have been fewer. So when you're talking about people or objects, less is not perhaps the ideal word. Fewer would be the ideal word. Then there was this phrase used that let's do it like this only, and this is used extensively in the subcontinent, and it is actually appears to be the direct translation of something akin to "ऐसे ही कर लेते हैं," yani the he becomes only. It is highly localized. I haven't seen this kind of usage elsewhere, so maybe perhaps let's do it like this would have been better. No need to use only. Someone used change the goalpost. I believe move the goalpost would have been a more accurate rendition of this particular idiom. However and but were used in multiple evaluations. And that is something I learned recently. Someone pointed out that when you use however and but in your evaluation, that means that you are negating everything positive that you said earlier. So the evaluation is not an integrated whole of positives and negatives. The positives are separate and the improvement areas are separate. It's a separate construction. So perhaps we should, myself included, avoid usage of words however and but during evaluations. And finally, I have a beef with once again, the word going haywire used in evaluation because to me at least, it veered too much, a little too much towards the negative side. It could have been, so it was a good creative usage, but in the context of an evaluation, perhaps it was not that appropriate. So that was my report. Over to you, General Evaluation.
Oh, thank you. So despite the fact that the however is grammatically correct, we must not use it in the evaluation. That is another river to pass. The next role holder is listener. Do we have listener today?
I don't think we have listener or our counter, so we can skip those.
Okay, so then with this, this is the end of our role holder, and I think now it is my turn to say something about the meeting. The first good thing is that we are, the good thing about being online, perhaps being equally audible with all of us, with each other, in fact. And DTM Sarfaraz Nazir is online despite being in the town physically. Shame on us. We should have been there with him to make sure this physical meeting. Word of the day. I try to find it out in Oxford Dictionary, it is not there. And what is the name of that dictionary? Usually rich people use it, the red one with the red cover.
The
Is it
red cover.
Merriam-Webster? Are you talking about?
Merriam-Webster. I think perhaps it is there then. It is there then. And I did not find it in my dictionary, at least in advance.
Just Google it.
Okay, but I've heard it from this Sheldon, the gentleman with lower social skills but highly scientific language with highly scientific. I've heard it from him. So I think with this I would like to end the evaluation session and would like to request to take the charge from me, Toastmaster of the day, Imran Rana. Over to you, and thank you all being patient with me.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Asghar, fellow Toastmasters and guests. This brings our meeting to an end, and I would like to conclude the meeting with this wonderful statement that achievements, no matter how small, are milestones that give the purpose and directions. They inspire us to strive for more, pushing the boundaries of our potential. Celebrate each achievement, for they are the stepping stones on the path to a fulfillment and meaningful life. So I wish all of you to keep on continue to a successful path and achieve more and more in your life. I would like to ask you for the last time to cast your vote for the best Big Four. That is Toastmaster of the day, myself, Toastmaster Imran Rana. And the votes are already here. So please cast your vote for the best Big Four. Who do you think that who played the best Big Four role best in your opinion? And with that, I would like to hand over the charge back to the President, distinguished Toastmaster Sarfaraz Dazir. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Imran Rana. And fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, a wonderful meeting of several speakers, evaluations, and a number of table topic responses. Couldn't have asked for something better. And talking about what Toastmaster, almost TTM Muhammad Asghar mentioned, yes, it would have been nice to have an in-person meeting, but I think it's, for one thing, it's too hot. So people hate to leave, or if they're at work, they want to get home. Second is some of them, there are students who are studying at the same time while they're working, have exams coming up, and that's keeping them busy. The third is that people have other obligations. If it's a family obligation, that's going to be ahead of a Toastmaster meeting. So there's 99 reasons why we could not all get together. Just a few of people, I think the total number of those who said we will meet in person were 6. And from past experience, I knew 1 is going to drop out, so we'll be back to 5. And Toastmaster Imran Rana can tell you that the disaster we had at the last meeting, not only there were only few of us, but people came at different times after the meeting had already started. And unfortunately, due to events taking place at the Pakistan American Culture Center, we were sent to a small room where we had no monitor, no way of connecting online. So finally, we tried to get online. We couldn't hear. We could hear the online participants, but they could not hear the ones that were in person. So for the first time, I think that's the first time in the history of Karachi Toastmasters, we had 2 meetings at the same time, an online meeting and an in-person meeting. So it's like a hybrid, but actually they were independent. Hybrid was separate, or the in-person meeting was separate from online, and online meeting separate. So maybe if we did not record the in-person, if we had the recordings, we could have put the 2 together and come up with say, hey, this was a hybrid meeting. So maybe in the future, God willingly, we will meet together in person. And it's my understanding that our guest, Zakar Rahim, he's not a Toastmaster. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
And so I would like to ask you to say a few words about what you thought about the meeting of Karachi Toastmasters Club. What you saw, how you felt about it, and this is what you expected from our meeting.
To be honest, it is much more than that. I didn't expect such professional feedback and such dedicated people and such learned people, mashallah. So this is, I expected people to speak up and I expected to be participants with there, but it's much, much more than what I was anticipating. So heads off to all of you.
Thank you, appreciate it. And we would love to have you come back and attend our meeting. And we will also invite you to join whenever you feel like you are ready to join us as a member. But to do join as time permits you. You can always participate in table topics. And thank you for being not only a guest, but also a speaker in our table topics section. While our DTM Talha is carrying the notes, I had mentioned earlier during the speech, the segment in the Pakistan Toastmasters Conference in audience engagement, which included two clubs, VP Education and President. And I mentioned that first time we were asked to come on the stage, and then the VP Education were asked to stay on the stage, but the presidents had to go outside. When the first club finished, someone came out and said, okay, Sarfraz, come inside. So I was out of the auditorium, so I had to walk all the way from the back towards the stage. And before I could get to the stage, someone said, no, that was first club. Now it's Karachi Toastmasters Club, so you need to go back. So I went out again, and then they asked to toast DTM Talha some questions about the club president. And after that was over, someone again came out and said, Sarfraz, come back. And this time I walked fast because time had been passing by, and I guess it was late afternoon, so I didn't want to give the impression that I'm becoming lethargic. So I hurried up, and when I got close to the stage, I had to slow down to go left or right to get on the stairs. Instead of that, I decided to speed up and use some force and jump on the stage. And when I jumped on that, I guess I put too much energy, so I fell and I kept on sliding. And I would have gone towards the back of the stage, except in my path was Toastmaster Mujahid Akhtar, who was the MOC or Master of Ceremony for that event. And I ran into him, and that stopped the train. And then I got up, sat down, and answered the questions. So that was happened on Saturday. Yesterday, I was touching my knee and it hurt. So then I thought, check what happened. So I did. I was asked, I think DTM Talha was the first one to ask me, are you all right? And I said, yes, because I didn't realize what had happened. So I injured myself when I was sliding on the 50% of the stage. And so along with the other memories that I talked what happened, this will be another memory. And I have a feeling that the scar will be there. So when I come back in a KTC meeting, I'll have to use my scar as a prop. But the great thing was that what I mentioned, that lady, I don't know her name. She showed me she had a bandage. I don't know, she had an operation, something, bandage on her arm. She's an elderly. And her saying that I'm praying for you. And at first I was wondering why she's saying that. And then she said, yeah, because she said what she saw. And that she wants me to continue in that same mode. So that means the next time I'll try to even jump higher than that. No, I'm just kidding. But to summarize, it was wonderful, and I feel very, very blessed, not only for the participation in the Pakistan Toastmasters conference and having the opportunity to give my keynote, but also I met some wonderful I've met some wonderful Toastmasters, and through Karachi Toastmasters Club, some of them that are not part of Karachi Toastmasters I've known because of, when they appear as guests. But this time actually got to meet some wonderful people, and even though they are Toastmasters, and that brings back memories when I used to be here and had several friends. So there's some people I got to meet. I think I can call them friends. I won't call them long-term friends because I know the definition from Toastmaster Brown Rana. So there's a certain qualification before I can say they're long-time, but they're just, some are acquaintances, some are just starting to be friends. But especially I want to thank the members and officers of Karachi Toastmasters for not only the active participation in the conference, but for having what you have achieved during the year. Look at the number. I would like to encourage you to go to the Toastmaster dashboard. Just Google Toastmaster dashboard and it'll bring up dashboard.toastmasters.org. And on the top left-hand side is a place for district. You click on it and go downward, scroll down toward district 122. And then click on the right side, it says district, and then areas, division and areas, and the last is club performance, and you'll see Karachi Toastmasters. I was looking at some of the TCP statuses of clubs in other districts. There are dozens and dozens of clubs that have 0 education level completions. 6 goals out of the 10 goals have to do with the education level completion. 4 level 1s, then 2 levels 2, and another 2 levels 2, then 2 level 3s, 4 level 4, 5 or DTM, and another level. And we always go over 25. And to 0, that means people are either not giving speeches or they don't care about giving a speech and then putting in a project. So kudos to Karachi Toastmasters, especially the officers, and especially Vice President Education, distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid, who is one of the pillars of Karachi Toastmasters Club, even though he's VP Education of 2 other clubs, but he holds the glue together. He does the agenda, and that's not an easy job because in many clubs around the world, the agenda is not prepared by VP Education. VP Education comes up with the role, who's going to play what role. The Toastmaster of the day prepares the agenda. And some clubs don't even have a printed agenda. So here for the entire year, he has been not only asking people to take on roles, but then also preparing the flyer for the theme of the meeting and then preparing the agenda. So I would like for you to join me in thanking and applauding DTM Talha for what he has done for Karachi Toastmasters Club. And special thanks to you, Toastmaster Rashid Dastagir. Nice to have you. I know you've joined our meeting in the past, so you're always welcome to our joint meeting, and it's a great honor to have you among us. Toastmaster Asghar, you are one of the very active members of this club. You give speeches on a regular basis, and that's great. Not only you give speeches, then you take on other roles. And distinguished Toastmaster Irfan Farooqi, we call you an honorary member. You are a member of several other clubs, but you are attending our meetings on a regular basis, which sets an example for our members who don't appear at all or appear once in a blue moon. You are there every time. On rare occasions, you miss our meetings because you're either on travel or there's some conflict. But generally speaking, you're always part of our meeting, and for that we are very grateful. Toastmaster Lateef Mansoor Ali, I understand you were driving and you were given the role of evaluator at the last minute, and you fulfilled that. That's great. And on behalf of Karachi Toastmasters Club and on my own behalf, I wish you the best of luck when you represent our club at the District International Speech Contest. And we would like to see you with the title Pakistan's National Champion. And there are several members of Karachi Toastmasters Club who would be willing to help you if any help that you need between now and June 1st. Toastmaster Rafat Mobeen, she's not been a member for a very long time, but she has been active. She's given a few speeches, but she does not hesitate to take a facilitator role or participate in table topics. For that, I'm grateful. And Toastmaster Rafat, in a few days, I will contact you. You mentioned something, I don't remember if you remember that or not, at the first meeting we had at PACC where I was there in person, and I'll discuss some more about it in a few days with you. And now I'm going to hand the control of the meeting to our Vice President Education and also our vote counter for announcement of the results.
Thank you so much. And out of curiosity, I also clicked that option that Toastmaster Azhar clicked, and now I have also disappeared. And what's more, I don't know how to make myself visible again, but I hope I'm audible. So
Yeah,
Yes,
we can see
yes,
you.
you are audible. You are audible
I'm visible.
and visible, but
I'm
I'm
visible,
not.
yeah.
Am I visible?
no, you're not. And
No,
why am
yes,
I not?
Yeah, you're audible
Why am
and
I?
visible, DTM Talha. You're visible also and audible. Now, Toastmaster Asghar, he is audible, but all we see is the background, the library reading, so we can't see him.
Oh, okay. So maybe, okay. So on with the results. Best speaker is a tie between myself and Toastmaster Asghar, and I won't break the tie because being the vote counter myself, that would be a major conflict of interest. So I will let it stay. Thank you for voting. And best table topics goes to our guest, Zakar Rahim. Congratulations. Best evaluator goes to absolutely no one's surprise, Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali. Congratulations. Let me just say, though, that the competition was very tough today, and that is great to see. And finally, best major role player goes to, oh my God. Okay, it's a tie between Toastmaster Imran Rana and Toastmaster Alam Qadri, and I absolutely refuse to break that tie. So congratulations to both of you.
Yeah, you might get in trouble.
Yeah, can't afford to get in trouble with either of them. So yeah. Thank you so much.
Actual tie will become vulnerable.
Yes, exactly. Another clever wordplay. So yeah, great.
So, if anyone would like to say something or a comment before we adjourn the meeting, you're welcome to do
I
so.
would like
Yes.
to say something that I
Go
successfully,
ahead.
yes, I just successful to do something and now I'm up here.
Oh, that's good. We're glad to see you. And so I'll have to ask Toastmaster Talha to leave the meeting on after we leave. He can leave, but he just let the meeting keep running so you can stay on there and feel good about it.
Yeah.
No, just kidding. So thank you for joining us. We hope to see you at our next meeting and also invite you to attend the district speech contest on June 1st. And I'll be attending the next meeting of KTC online from Texas. Until then, thank you for joining us. Allah Hafiz, be blessed.
Thank you so much, everyone. Allah Hafiz. Amazing. See you all. See you all very soon.
Was someone saying something?
Okay.
सरफराज
Okay,
साहब
जी.
लगता है
Allah
कि
Hafiz.
सरफराज साहब ने स्टेज पे काम किया था, लगता है he want to live young. That is what he was trying to practice.
Oh yes.
Keep
And
up.
the most impressive thing was that the way Sarfraz Saab immediately got up. That was a sight to behold, and hats off, sir.